Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting day of mathematics. Whoop, whoop. Warm-up 58 is on the screen. Shouldn't take you long for that one. Once again, it's just a lot of practice. Practice. Morning, guys. Martin, get the door, please. Thank you. Put away your pods, earbuds. Bah. All right. I'll give you, 5 minutes for that? Yes? All right, go. All right, let's get started with number one. Share with me what you got for number one, and then Jacob's going to get us started. All right. Jacob, go. Number one, inequality. -5. Hands, if you got that. That is correct. And tell your neighbor the interval notation of that. Interval notation of that. Pass that one, Jacob. Brandon. Felix. Interval notation. Parentheses -5. 0 bracket. Hands if you got that. That is correct. Let's go to number two. Number two. Let me go over number two just for the sake of practice, and then we'll have Brandon pass the next one to someone else. Here it goes. Cross multiply. I got x squared minus 1 equals 3 times x squared minus 3. I'm going to distribute the 3. I got 3x squared minus 9 equals x squared minus 1. I need this to be equal to what, everyone? 0. So that means I'm going to take this one, send it to the other side, minus x squared plus 1 minus x squared plus 1. I end up with 0 equals 3x squared minus 1x squared is 2x squared. -9 plus 1 is -8. All right. Next, I'm going to factor this since it's a binomial. So, is it in standard form? Yes. Is there a GCF? Yes. What divides both terms? 2. We're left with x squared minus 4. All right. Before I continue, tell your neighbor what are the factors of this binomial in here. What are the factors of that? Tell them how you know. All right, Brandon, pass someone. That is correct. X minus 2x plus 2. And from there, we said each one equal to 0, 2 equal to 0, x minus 2 equal to 0, x plus 2 equal to 0. And this is not true, so therefore plus 2, x equals 2, minus 2, x equals -2. And remind your neighbor the names of these, please, just to make sure they remember. Jaden, pass someone. Martin, names. Roots. X-intercepts. Zeros. Solutions. Yes, very good. All right, hands if you got something like that by yourself. Okay, not bad. Let's go to number 3. We need an equation for that one. We start with y equals mx plus b. Then we got f of x equals blank x blank. Tell your neighbor what you got, and then Martin will pass it to someone. Martin, pass someone? Yeah, pass it to someone from the other side of the room. Anthony D. What'd you get, Anthony D? F of x equals what? 1/4 x. 1/4? 1/5. My bad. Plus 4. Hands, if you got that? That is correct. I select this one and this one step up, 5 to the right, and that is my slope. All right, not bad, not bad. Let's go to number 4. All right. Show your neighbor your steps, please, and then we'll have Anthony pass it to someone to get us started, please. All right, Anthony D, pass someone. Brianna, first step. Change this one to the Y, yes. Pass someone. Me? Okay, I'll pass it back to Brianna. Go. What's the next step? -4 to both sides. Very good. So we got y minus 4 equals 4/3 x. Pass someone? Anthony E. Oh, D. Okay, Anthony D. My bad. Okay. Oh, he did go already. All right, so let's pass it to Anthony E. What do I do next? So we need to get rid of 4/3 by multiplying 3/4 to both sides. 3/4 both sides. This becomes a giant 1. 1 times x is x. And that leaves us with, distribute, 3/4 y minus 12/4 plus 3 times -4. However, that's not the inverse. Tell your neighbor what to do for the inverse, and then Anthony will pass someone. What do we do for the inverse? Who goes? Danny. Swap out the variables. That is correct. So we end up with 3/4 x minus, I'm going to simplify this 12/4, which is 3 equals y. And this is our what? Inverse. However, we don't leave it in y form, we leave it in what? F of x form, or functions form. F of x, but we put a -1 right there, so we know it's the inverse. All right, we good? Yes, Mr. Q, we know these. All right, good. All right, copy the agenda. Warm-up number 58. Semester 1 concepts and skills. Tonight's home plate numbers 1 through 8 again. Which means by now, or after tonight, you'll have how many sets for numbers 1 through 8? How many sets would you have worked out? 3. The original that you did for home plate, the one we did in class, and the one you're going to do tonight for home plate. Good morning, Ms. Q. Hi. What? How dare they leave during my class? All right, I'll send them over. Okay. Bye. Jaden. Bye. All right. All right, so once you copy the agenda, turn in your home plate on Canvas, numbers 15 to 21, which are the last problems of the study guide. And I made him 400 points. How about them apples? Pretty good, yeah? Let's go. Turn that in. Get your study guide in front of you. We're going to go over the last portion. And from yesterday, we finished at number 12, so we're going to continue from 13 and on. So get that in front of you. I'll give you guys some time. Also, today's presentation, if you want access, it's THC3S, THC3S, THC3S. All right? There's number 13, so I'll wait for you guys to turn in your stuff. I'll give you guys some time, and we'll continue from there. All right, here we go. Number 13, it says, use the binomial theorem. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you see binomial theorem? Well, Pascal triangle. Let's do that over here on the side. We got 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 4, oh, my bad. Let it go, let it go. And I stop. Why did I stop at this row? Tell your neighbor, why did I stop there? Yeah, because that's the number of the exponent. When it comes up, that's where I stop my pattern. So, with that said, let's write all of these as coefficients. 1 space, 4 space, 6 space, 4 space, and 1. All right, then we start with our first term. What's our first term? 2x. We put that in parentheses. And we start with the exponent of 4. Go to the next term, 2x, and we lose a degree, so that's to the third. Then 2x to the second, 2x to the first, and 2x to the 0. So far so good, yes? We go to the second term of our binomial, which is negative y. Put that in parentheses, negative y. But instead of starting with the fourth degree, we start with what? 0. And then it ascends. Negative y to the first, negative y to the second, negative y to the third, and negative y to the fourth. All right. So, next step, we're going to multiply the exponents to each of those parentheses. So bring down the 1 times. What is 2x to the 4th power? Well, first, what is 2 to the 4th? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 16. Yes? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And x to the 4th. Times. What is negative y to the 0 exponent, or any number to the 0? 1. That is correct. Plus. Bring down the 4. Times. What is 2x to the 3rd power? That means 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Yes. And x to the 3rd power is x to the 3rd. Times. What is negative y to the 1st power? Negative y. I'll leave it in the parentheses because it's a negative. Plus. Bring down the 6. Times. What is 2x to the 2nd, Anthony E? Yes, 4x squared. Very good. Times. What is negative y squared? y to the second, because negative y times negative y, negative times a negative is a positive, y times y is y squared. Plus, bring down the 4, times, what is 2x to the first power? Well, that's just 2x, times, what is negative y to the third power? Negative y times negative y times negative y. Negative times a negative, positive times a negative, negative y to the third. I'm going to leave that in parentheses. Plus 1 times, what is 2x to the 0? 1 times negative y to the fourth power. So that means negative y, negative y, negative y, negative y. Negative times a negative times a negative times a negative is a positive, y to the fourth. And the rest is history. We simplify. Let's see. What is 1 times 1? 1 times 16, 16x to the fourth. Next, before you write the plus, look up. What is 4 times 8? 32, but there's a negative over here, so that becomes what? Negative 32. Bring down the x cubed and the y. Did everybody see what I did there? Next, what is 4 times 6? 24. Are there any negatives? No, so we write 24. Then you just bring down the x squared, y squared. Next, what is 2 times 4? 8, but there's a what? Negative, so this is a negative 8. Bring down the x and bring down the y cubed. And last but not least, what is 1 times 1? 1 times 9, y to the fourth is y to the fourth. And we're done. Woo-wee. Pretty good, right? Yeah? I like these. All right? From 1 to 5, I'll come to are you with these? Yeah, we did one yesterday. This is the second one. All right, let's move on. Why I want you to know. Number 14. Factor the polynomial by grouping. Oh, yeah, I love these. So let me zoom in. And you're doing this again on your study guide or on your paper since you already did the one on the study guide, I hope. Right? Yes, Mr. Q. All right, here we go. So write that one down on paper. Number 14, x cubed plus 7x squared plus 6x plus 42. I'll wait for you to write it down. All right? So, when you hear the word factor, what are the first two things that you're going to check for? Tell your neighbor, and then Miroslava is going to enlighten us. What are the first two things we check for? Miroslava? Standard form GCF. All right. So, is it in standard form? Yes. Is there a GCF, everyone? There is? No, there isn't. So at this point, we go and start grouping by twos. Group these two, and then these two. Put away those phones or I'm going to take them away. My goodness. Oh. Ah. All right. So now we check each group and see if it has a GCF. Look at these two. Is there a GCF here? Yeah. Yes, they both have x's, and both of them have at least two of them, so it's x squared. So if we took out x squared, we're left with x, plus we took out x squared here, and we're left with 7. plus, what's GCF for the second two? What divides these two terms? The 6. So 6x divided by 6 is 1x. 42 divided by 6 is 7. So question, what's the same here and here? What's the same? X plus 7, so that's one factor. So if we brought this out, what's left? X squared plus 6, bless you. These are my factors. Now, a quick note, look up. Whenever you end up with factors like this and you have one that has a squared, just double check to make sure that this is not a negative. Because if it is a negative, then you need to check to see if you can factor a little bit more. Is that correct? Yes, Mr. Q. All right, good. That was number 14. How are we doing so far? Yes? You're like, come on, Q. Just give us the final tomorrow. We're ready. Let's go. All right, let's go to number 15. Factor the polynomial by grouping. All right. Copy that one. 15. 8x to the 4th plus 16x cubed minus 27x minus 54. All right. So remind your neighbor the first two things to check for once again. All right. So, standard form, yes. Is there a GCF? No, right? Because these are even, these are odd. Well, this one's odd, so I don't think there's a number that divides all four of them. So therefore, let's group these two and these two. Put a little plus sign right here so that we know that it's not multiplication, it's combination. All right, so now let's look at the first two. What is our GCF for these two? 8x cubed, thank you. So if we took out the 8x cubed, we're left with 1x. 16x cubed divided by 8x cubed, that is 2. Next, what's GCF for these two right here? Very good, negative 27. So negative 27x divided by negative 27, that's positive x. Negative 54 divided by negative 27, that's positive 2. So far so good, yes? All right, so question. What's left here that's the same over here? Yeah, x plus 2. And what do we have left over? X cubed minus 27. You guys all right? Yeah? Good? All right. So, notice here, there's a minus, and it's a cubic. It's a red flag, is that correct? So, you guys remember the property that we used? Very good. X cubed minus y cubed is what? Go to your notes really quick. I'll give you guys some time. Find that property. So, for those of you that forgot, here we go. Y'all ready? Whenever we got to this part of the session, we did difference of squares and difference of cubes. For difference of cubes, we start with parentheses x minus y, parentheses x squared plus xy plus y squared. Yes? All right, good. So what does that mean, Mr. Q? That we need to use this to fit this. But notice this one doesn't have a cube. This one does. So look what I'm going to do. Cube root. You guys remember that part? So what is cube root of 8x cubed? 2x. And we can write that as 2x cubed minus, let's take the cube root of 27. What is cube root of 27? 3. So we can write that as 3 cubed. So now that we have this, let's write our identity underneath here. X cubed minus y cubed. And that is x minus y times x squared plus xy plus y squared. All right. However, check this out. Instead of x, I'm going to use now what? 2x. And instead of y, what am I going to use? 3. So, here we go. Parentheses. Parentheses. I'm going to do a parentheses for the x, a parentheses for the y, all right, so here we go. So instead of x, what am I going to use, guys? 2x, 2x, 2x. Instead of y, I'm going to use 3, 3, 3. So, here we go. Simplify. So my factors are 2x minus 3 times 2x to the second is 4x squared. 2x times 3 is 6x. And 3 squared is 9. All right, and then you just bring down the original factor of x plus 2. And yes, I remember when we got to these, some of you were like, man, Mr. Q, I just need to make sure I look at the cubics for this part. All right. That was number 14. Oh, no, 15, my bad. All right, let's move on. 16. It says divide using long division. Divide using long division, our favorite. All right. So here we go. Long division, what are the first two things we check for? Well, let's check to see if it's in standard form. So let's see. First thing you check. What is the degree of this one? 2, this one. And 0, is it in standard form? Yes. Is there anything missing in between? No. Let's check this one. First degree, 0 degree, is it in standard form? Yes. So let's do our long division. We do our division sign. And the first polynomial is our dividend, goes inside, 6x squared minus 9x plus 10. And the second one is our divisor, x minus 4. So, here we go. What number times x gives us 6x squared? Tell your neighbor, please. All right, go, Laura. 6x. 6x times x is 6x squared. 6x times negative 4 is negative 24x. That is correct. And then you're going to subtract But what did I ask you to do there, guys? Look up to the screen, see if you remember. You circle your subtraction sign to remind you to do what? Distribute and distribute. Yes? So, these cancel. What is 24 minus 9? 24 minus 9x is 15x. We bring down the 10. Start all over. What number times x gives us 15x? Trinity, so 15, positive. So 15 times x is 15x. 15 times negative 4 is negative 60. We're going to subtract. Circle your subtraction to remind you to do what? Distribute and distribute. This cancels. So we're left with, do we have any more terms left? No. So this is 70, and we label it R. All right, so what's our answer? Answer, 6x plus 15, which is that. But since we have a remainder, we do plus fraction bar. So what goes there? The 70. What goes underneath? X minus 4. Woo-wee. How are we doing? Good? Yeah? You're like, oh, these are the ones, Mr. Q. Give us 5 of these. Jacob. All right. Number 17. Do we do another one of these or go to the next one? What do you guys think? Anthony, what do you think? Yes? Go to the next one? All right. 17, it says, divide 2x squared minus 4x plus 9 divided by x minus 3 using synthetic division. Once again, tell your neighbor, what's the first thing we check for? Yeah, standard form. This is second degree, first degree, 0 degree. Standard form, yes. Anything missing? No. First degree, 0 degree? Yes. Anything missing? No. So, second step, you take the divisor and set it equal to 0. Then we solve. Plus 3 plus 3, x equals 3. So that's the number we're going to start with over here as our divisor. What else, Mr. Q? Well, for synthetic division, we use the original polynomial, the first one, but only the coefficients and the constant. So what's my coefficient here? 2. What's my coefficient here? Negative 4. And what's my constant? 9. You guys remember these, yes? Oh, yeah. Love these, Mr. Q. All right, so bring down the first term, which is the 2 below the line. All right, so here we go. We start multiplying. So I'm going to take the 3, multiply times 2, and the answer goes above the line over here. So what is 3 times 2? 6, and now combine. 6 minus 4 is 2. Let's do that again. 3 times 2 again, that gives us 6. Combine, what is 9 plus 6? That's 15, and I'm going to put an R because that's my remainder. So, we started off, look up, it was 2x squared, is that correct? But as soon as we do this division, we lose 1 degree. So instead of this number being 2x squared, it's no longer 2x squared, this is only 2x. which means that the next number that follows right here is just plus 2. And since we have a remainder, we put plus fraction bar 15 over, and what's my divisor? The original one was x minus 3. I like these two. These are pretty good. Are we doing good? Yes? All right. Go to number 18. 18. Woo-wee. Here we go. It reads, simplify the rational expression and then identify the excluded values. Let's start with the latter part, the excluded values. So on the right side, I want you to write EV, or on your paper. And what do? We take the denominator and set it equal to 0. So we write t minus 3 equal to 0, and then we solve. Plus 3, t equals 3. So what is my excluded value? 3. So we're done with this part. But now we need to simplify. So let me write it again just so I can have it by itself. To simplify, first things first, we need to factor top and bottom. So look at it. Is it in standard form, the numerator? Is it in standard form? Yes. What's GCF? 2t. Yes, 2t. So we took out 2t from here, and we're left with t. And then we got negative 6t divided by 2t is negative 3. Let's factor the denominator. Look at the denominator. Is there any other GCF other than 1? No, so just write 1 and then t minus 3. And why do we need it like that, Mr. Q? Because now we can actually see the giant 1. You guys see the giant 1? You guys see the giant 1? Yeah, so then there's my giant 1, which is these. So what do we have left? 2t over 1, which is 2t. All right, I'm going to stop right there, which leaves us only numbers 19, 20, 21 for tomorrow. But your home plate, once again, revisit numbers 1 through 8. If you need to go to the video to go see them again, do so, please. Thank you, Mr. Q. You're welcome.